welcome, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom. We will be discussing today on Islamization and fulanization agenda and the fact that they are now everywhere. They are now everywhere. But most persons are blind to see reality. Most persons will not want to tell themselves the truth. Most persons will not want to tell themselves the truth. Now, before we go further, I would like to explain to us what is really happening in this country. One is that they are everywhere. Two is that they are with you, but you may not know. What are they doing with you? They are collecting data, information. They are collecting credible intelligence from your society, but you do not know. All those people selling cola nut, all those ones you see hawking sugarcane, all those ones you see hawking one little thing or the other, they are doing what? Collecting data, collecting information, collecting intelligence, and passing them on to their bosses wherever they are. Or you think by selling sugarcane and selling cola nut and selling all these minor things they sell, it is what will sustain them and their family? It is not possible. They are collecting data. Somebody is financing them somewhere. They are everywhere trying to know the shortcuts, the short ways, the lungu, the people call it lungus, people call it Appian way, all the shortcuts in your roads. They are trying to penetrate, they are trying to know what you have in your community. This is what they are doing in the South, especially in the Southeast, because they know that people are there to fight against them. So what do? They are just in pocket areas trying to pick information, trying to get information. And have you noticed that everywhere that you have maybe a mosque or a gathering of these Fulanis anywhere in the Southeast, they are always guided by military or police? You will definitely see a military van or a police van or a checkpoint there or a mini barracks there. They want to secure them. Why is the government always particular about these people, about their security, more than the security of every other person? We have failed to ask ourselves questions. We have failed to ask ourselves questions. Now, the Coalition of Indigenous Youth President for Ethnic Nationalities Nasarawa State Chapter has observed the nomadic Fulani vigilante group as a systematic move by Miyetti Allah to institutionalize and internalize Fulani militia groups in the state. What do? They try to get governor to cover them. If they see that to get the governorship position, now they have instituted Fulani Miyetti Allah militia. They call it vigilante group, but they are militia. They are part and parcel of the fulanization agenda. They are part and parcel of the Islamization agenda. Go to Kano, they have instituted some persons into the police, and the police will come out and claim that they are defending them, say that they are just police constabularies. Police constabularies that wear police uniform, carry guns, carry everything, and do everything that police does. You call them, they are just mere police constabularies, that they are not police members. But they wear police uniform. They effect arrest. And when they want to do dirty jobs, you will not be able to separate them from the police. This is how they have gradually, placed militias in various areas. And they wanted to do it in Biafra territory, and they were resisted. Now they are using what is called a more legal way. You understand? Using the military, using the police, trying to force their way through that axis. And that is why the Prime Minister has continued to ask and to say that the military and police should leave our highways and go back to their barracks. and the time has come to dislodge them from those barracks. So what you see today is that they are caging everywhere. And believe you me, anywhere you have these Fulanis selling sugarcane, selling sweets, selling kola nut, selling one little minor thing or the other, be very careful of your security around that area. Be very careful, because what they do is they are passing intelligence information to somebody at the top. Now listen to what the Nasarawa, indigenous people of Nasarawa are saying, because they are against the Miyetti Allah instituting a militia group for them, which they claim to be a, a, a vigilante group. Now listen to what they are saying. They wrote a letter, they wrote a formal letter to the governor. I will read it out. It said, "Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we the Nasarawa State ethnic nationalities congratulate His Excellency Engineer A.A. Sule and His Excellency Dr. Emmanuel A. Akabe for their final victory at the Supreme Court sitting at the FCT Abuja today, 19th January 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, you will recall the news casted that a vigilante group is formed in our dear Nasarawa State called Nomad Vigilante Group, aimed at protecting Fulani cattle rearers and cattle rustling in Nasarawa State, which has so far recruited 2,180 persons and planning to recruit up to 4,000 youths of Fulani extraction in a land that doesn't belong to them. Oh. Let's continue reading. This is a systematic plan of Miyetti Allah Kautal Ho to overrun our dear state with Fulani group militia group disguising as nomadic vigilante. Our coalition, in one of its findings, discovered that there are plans by Miyetti Allah to bring the likes of Turji. Turji is the commander of Boko Haram. We all know one of the dreaded commander of Boko Haram, Turji. Let's go ahead, continue reading. They have plans of bringing the likes of Turji and many other Fulani militia leaders to be de-radicalized to work in the vigilante group, meaning Nasarawa State will be flooded with claimed repentant militia groups as vigilante members. The questions that roll down our minds, among others, are: one, how many nomads do we have in Nasarawa State? Two, what are the challenges facing Fulanis as an ethnic group in the state that deserve only a nomad group vigilante to mitigate them? Therefore, this is a nomenclature we have never heard of, even in Sokoto and Katsina states, which is believed to be some of the states with more cattle breeders. It is also believed and likely true that Nasarawa State is harboring Fulani militias in its borders with Plateau, Benue, Kaduna, and the FCT, where there are serious security challenges. As peaceful, loving people of Nasarawa State, we are not willing to trade our peaceful coexistence with the Fulanis, but frown at plans to overrun our communities with militias as vigilant. Excellency Engineer A.A. Sule, to as a matter of urgency, to have a rethink or disband the said nomad vigilante group, so as to avoid trading the peace in the state with a group on mission. We also call on the security agencies, including the police, to see the danger in allowing this group exist. If the state wants to allow a vigilante for nomads, why then should it be of only Fulani extraction? A very valid point. Why then should it be of only Fulani extraction? Thus, let it be a harmonized tribal group, not just a tribe? Does it mean that only Fulanis that own cattle in the Nasarawa state? Even if the answer is yes, a harmonization is a necessity to this effect, to our people and our communities in the nearest future. In conclusion, we pray that His Excellency Engineer A. Sule and His Excellency Dr. Emmanuel A. Akaba, as the peace-loving leaders, to look into our plight and have a rethink on the above plans, as it may generate into the following. One, it may resort to militia group. Two, it has created a security threat to the indigenous ethnic groups. Three, its mission is not clearly known and not also heard anywhere, even in their own states. This was signed by Comrade Silas Dauda Ileni, President, Forum of Indigenous Youth Presidents, Ethnic Nationalities, Nasarawa State. You have seen their concerns. You have seen their concerns. And you begin to worry. You begin to worry. Why is the military in support of this? Why is nobody talking? Why is it that we are having security challenges in the country as a whole, and it is only the citizens that are complaining? The politicians and people who are supposed to represent these citizens are not speaking. Represent these citizens are not speaking. The political leaders who are in position to make drastic changes, to speak and people will hear them, they are mute. Why are they mute? Few days ago, they came out to tell us that one young man called Chinaza Philip is responsible for the kidnappings happening in FCT. And that young man, they said he was captured in Kaduna by the Kaduna police. That he was responsible for the kidnappings going on in the FCT. And this begs of the question, how is it possible that just one man was possible and was capable of kidnapping over 400 people, over 400 to 500 people that have been kidnapped in the FCT and its environs? How is it possible that just one man with 3 pistols, 3 Glock, 3 shotguns, one man, how is it possible? How is it possible that this man will kidnap you, a kidnap group of people? How can you even explain this? They call him the notorious kidnapper of FCT. So this person comes, he alone comes and kidnaps and goes with 2, 3 persons, 5 persons, 6 persons, as the case may be. Because we are always hearing 10 persons were kidnapped, 5 persons were kidnapped, 6 persons were. So these people will be in a vehicle with this young man, just one young man, and they will not, they will not use, aka subie, everything and get out from that place. And you want to tell me just one man? Thank God the sister of that young man has come out to say that that young man is not a kidnapper. And she brought out evidence and chats that the young man was paid, that the young man is from Abia State, a mechanic from Abia State, and that the young man was paid to tarnish the image of Igbos. And the police has the audacity, the temerity to come out and post such information and say that they have captured kidnappers, whereas in the real sense, they paid the young man 70 million naira for him to come and act as a kidnapper and take 70 million naira. Now, what would you say could be the credibility of the Nigerian police going forward? Since they can put up a sham of, an arrest such as this? How would you look at the police force knowing that they can cook up a story, a propaganda, and sell to the public like this? We all know that these kidnappers are Fulani terrorists. So how come you just went and captured one man and you gave him an Igbo name and you say he or is the one responsible for the kidnappings? And recently you showed his face to the world. And recently you captured again some people and you claim they are Fulani militias. But this time around, instead of showing us their faces, you decided to cover their faces. You can see that the Nigerian police is not credible, is not transparent enough. You can see they are in this together. And that is why General T.Y. Danjuma will come out and say, if you continue to believe in the Nigerian police and the Nigerian military, you will all die one after the other. You need to wake up and stand up and create a militia for yourself and create a defense for yourself to defend your people. He went further to say that the Nigerian military is not neutral, that they collude with the armed bandits. What more do you expect from a former military general? But all of us, we kept silent. And these people are everywhere. They have covered the forest of the west. They have covered the forest of the west. They have conquered the north. Many states are observing Sharia law. A country that has practicing two types of law. What kind of country is that? The north has its own law. The south has its own law. And you claim to be one. You claim to be one. And these militia are gradually encroaching into the south. They have now fully occupied the southwest. And because of the presence of the Biafra Republic government in exile, Biafra resistance fighters, Biafra Liberation Army, Biafra Navy, Biafra Air Force, they have really stopped these people from encroaching into the southeast and the south-south. If not for that, they would have conquered. And now what do? When they see that it is difficult for them to encroach, what do? They try to use the military and police. And that is why they have been introducing repentant Boko Haram militias into the military and police. And when they do that, what do? They send them down to the east. And they begin to perpetrate evil. They begin to perpetrate evil. And you all are quiet. And that's why you have so many checkpoints in the southeast. And ask yourself one vital question. Why is it that where there is no checkpoint, there usually has no form of kidnappings going on in the southeast? But where you have checkpoints, 1 kilometer away from checkpoint, 500 meters away from checkpoint, 100 meters away from checkpoint, kidnapping occurs and nothing happens. Why? Why? Have you asked yourself that question? You see, we fail to ask vital questions in this country, and that is why we will continue to face these challenges. Now, the country is boiling with a whole lot of insecurity. And I must tell you, most solemnly, that the only secure place now is the southeast and the south-south, the Biafra territory. Abuja is not secure. They are running up and down every day. A man and his wife and his family was, accosted by these Fulani people. And they wanted to kidnap him. And information came. I think it was a Rivers Estate. Is it River Plate or River what Estate? In Abuja. And there are series of kidnappings going on, attacks, and these people will continue to write. They will tell the police, we are coming so day, and they will come. And the police does nothing, absolutely nothing. And you think it is not ordinary? You think it's just a mere coincidence? General T.Y. Danjuma said that the military and the police are not neutral, that they collude with the armed bandits. And I tell you most solemnly, you see anywhere you have gathering of Fulanis where they sell sugarcane, where they observe those people, have a very keen eye on them. They collect information, they collect intelligence and send it across. Be wise. Be wise. Thank you for listening.